Hello, everybody. Welcome to Adam's Analysis, where we talk all things basketball. We're starting off the channel with a nice little tier list we got on here on Tier Maker. And we got the NBA GOATs. We definitely have a few guys on here I wouldn't consider in the GOAT conversation. Like, we got Bob Pettit, Havlicek, David Robinson, Moses Malone. Definitely some weird... John Stockton, definitely some weird names, Scotty. Yeah, let's hop right into it. Let's get the easy ones out of the way. Michael Jeffrey Jordan, the greatest basketball player to ever live. And he'll be the GOAT tier, because I want to keep the GOAT tier 1 greatest of all time, you know? It's not GOATs, it's GOAT. So, yeah. Tier 2, we can start with a little LeBron Ramon James. And, of course, rest in peace to the Mamba, Kobe Bryant. And I think that'll do that for tier 2. That's who I'd probably have in my GOATs. Tier 3, we can go right off with some Magic Johnson. And of course, if you have Magic Johnson, you gotta have Larry Bird, Larry Legend. Real Celtic, best Celtic of all time. Speaking of Celtics, you gotta have the man with 11 rings on his fingers, Bill Russell. And with Bill Russell, of course, always comes Wilt Chamberlain. And I think that's a pretty solid tier 3. I don't think I would have anyone else probably near that category out of this list. Tier 4, we should start. Steph Curry definitely is going to be obviously a top 3, if not top 2. To some people, even top 1 point guard. To me, I always have Magic first, but probably Curry second now. Especially if he can get himself another championship. 2022 with a healthy Klay Thompson. It could happen, you never know. With Steph Curry, I would say Kevin Durant is right up there. Definitely one of the best small forwards of all time. One of the best players we've ever seen. Best touch and shoot, shot at 6'11". In this list, who else do we want here? I would say definitely Tim Duncan. Mr. Fundamental. Gotta have him tier 4. Tier 5 just feels a little too low, but tier 3 is a little too high for me to put Tim Duncan in. Hope you guys understand. Let's see. Actually, you can make a case for Tim Duncan being in tier 3. You definitely could. Just had his Hall of Fame induction. I don't know, that certainly is tough. We'll think about it. Obviously, you can edit this more at the end. Dwayne Wade, I would have in tier 4. Definitely one of the best shooting guards of all time, but in the course of history, not probably going to be as impactful as a lot of these guys ahead of him. Same goes for Shaquille O'Neal. Most dominant player of all time, no debate. Everyone knows that, but I like how they have him in the Celtics jersey, too, when he was at one of his heaviest weights and kind of least, playing shape he ever had in his career. But these guys will definitely be moved, I'm sure, because we have a lot of guys here that aren't very close to D-Wade or Shaq's legacy. We got Hakeem. It's a hard place to rank Hakeem. I feel like 5 tiers is a little low, because there are certainly some guys here that are in the same tier but aren't exactly the same tier. A good example of that is Kevin Garnett. 'Cause Kevin Garnett all time will never be as close as Hakeem Olajuwon, but it is what it is. Moving forward, we got Allen Iverson, another tier 5 guy. Yeah, this tier 5 is going to be really filled out. We got Bob Pettit, Havlicek, the round mound to rebound, Charles Barkley. We got Clyde the Glide, another tier 5 guy. Dr. J, another tier 5 guy. The Admiral, David Robinson, another tier 5 guy. George Iceman Gervin, another tier 5 guy. We got to have Kareem. I don't know how I forgot to put him here, but this one's tough because obviously most points of all time, you really want to put him in that tier 2, but I don't know if I would have him over LeBron or Kobe all time. Just for impact of the game and legacy left by a single player. I mean, he had the most points, obviously, of all time, but kind of a quiet career in a way, you know, because he had a simple career, 7'2" with a skyhook. He's not having any too, you know, flashy dunks or defensive plays, but, you know, we'll probably throw him in the third tier here. Dirk Nowitzki, fifth tier for sure. I mean, 2011 playoffs run was probably one of the most legendary by a single player carrying a franchise, but still definitely a top 5 power forward for sure. We got the logo, Jerry West. Throw him in that fifth tier. Just for like legacy on the game and obviously his embodiment in the NBA logo, it feels like he should be higher, but if we're looking at stats and everything like that, I would definitely have him in the fifth tier. Moses Malone, the king of rebounding. Fifth tier as well, I would say. Along with Scottie Pippen. Obviously, the Robin to MJ's Batman, but can't have him probably anywhere higher than that. Same with John Stockton. I mean, most assists of all time by a mile, but just can't have him really much higher than fifth tier here. The Big O, the original triple-double man. Shout out to Westbrook breaking that record. Never thought it'd be done. And then we got Karl Malone, the pedophile. We put him in the fifth tier for that. Second most points of all time, but no rings. Same with John Stockton, so a little tough to leave a legacy when you have no rings. But let's obviously look over this and do a little bit of editing. It almost feels like we could move Shaq up along with Hakeem. I would say that's probably a pretty safe move. Who else here could use a little bit of a boost? Anyone? I'm not thinking so. Let me know what you guys think. We got Michael Jordan, obviously, greatest of all time. Just to recap, we got tier 2, we got Jordan and Kobe. Tier 3, we got Magic, Bird, Russell, Wilt, and Kareem. Tier 4, we got Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Tim Duncan, Hakeem Olajuwon, and Shaquille O'Neal. And Tier 5, here's the list. We got Dwayne Wade, Kevin Garnett, Allen Iverson, Bob Pettit, John Havlicek, Charles Barkley, Clyde the Glide Drexler, Dr. J, David Robinson, George Gervin, Dirk Nowitzki, Jerry West, Moses Malone, Scottie Pippen, John Stockton, the Big O, and Karl Malone. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and as always, thank you so much for watching, and subscribe if you guys want to see more. Peace.